Hello, brother. I'm Cyrus, recent to this shore.
Brother Niddle, good son. Welcome to the Temple of Arkay.
My sister Izara has been missing for near 3 months. Perhaps you have heard of her?
I knew her well, actually. But she never mentioned having a brother. She was a fiery sort, as I'm sure you know, and her Redguard blood did not fare well under Imperial rule. She is not the only nationalist who has disappeared since the governor claimed the city. There have been others.
What others have disappeared?
Brother Kithral, my initiate and good friend, for one. He was an outspoken man and a Crown sympathizer. He was enamored of your sister, I must say, and took to her Crown propaganda readily. Are you a follower of Arkay, Cyrus?
Me? No. Well, not in the worshipper sense.
In what sense, then?
I'm not that wayward, brother. I do believe in the gods and in their, importance to man and, all that.
And Arkay's importance would be...
I'm usually the one who asks all the questions, Brother Niddle.
Humor an old man.
Arkay, then, the shepherd of the soul who watches us through our lives and our deaths and guides us between them in the heavenly interim.
May he watch over you.
Is there anything you can tell me about the Restless League, brother?
I know very little about their activities, Cyrus. The common stories, sure, but not much more.
I know even less of the League than you, brother. The common stories included.
Then know that they are ruffians and cutthroats who would like nothing more than carve their symbol upon the Emperor's eyes for daring to set them on Hammerfell. And know they secretly served the prince against the forebears during the Civil War to help Ator win back Sentinel.
What is the League's symbol?
The red R, for restless as they ever are. Trust me, you will see it if you stay in Stros Makai for long, invariably written in Imperial blood.
Sentinel, the capital city.
From whence Ator was forced to flee soon after his father died. Aye, but the crowns gathered here at Stros Makai and charged northwards to take their throne city back. But by then, the Imperial bargain had been struck.
How is Stros Makai these days, Brother Niddle?
You should be able to see it just from the faces on the streets, my boy. But then again, there aren't that many faces out there anymore. Things have become quiet since the occupation.
I have seen the Empire expanding into all of Tamriel in my travels. Why is the occupation of Stros Makai full of more bloodshed than most?
You have only your Redguard blood to answer that, my boy. When has Hammerfell ever suffered foreign rule? The Civil War was bloody, to be sure, but when the forebears allied with the Empire, the crowns felt they had been betrayed by their own kind. They were prepared to fight to the last man, and the Empire sent Admiral Rickton to make sure they did.
Tell me of the forebears.
Living in Stros Makai, you only get the Crown definition, of course. That the forebears were the pretenders to the throne, that they betrayed the Republic, and that Hammerfell has been cursed by their cowardice.
Azara was a crown, I know that. As a crown, what would be her fate?
I fear, sadly, that the Crown's days are ended. The forebears' alliance with Emperor Septim made sure of that.
What else do you know about Rickton?
That you should stay away from him, my boy. He will not care if you are a crown or not, should he find out that you are Izara's brother. However, you are probably safe in the city for the time being, as he never leaves the palace, seems.
I escaped Hammerfell just before the Civil War, and without regret. That is probably why Izara never mentioned me to you. Well, it was through a mutual friend that I learned of her disappearance.
The war cost this city much, Cyrus. Though an outsider may not see it, the crowns are gone now, and only the League remains as their testament.
The temple seems very empty, Brother Niddle. Are you its only priest?
We have ever been understaffed. It was horrible right after the battle. All the dead and dying. But luckily, I had Brother Kithral to help me tend to them. Since he is gone now, I must carry on alone.
What can you tell me about the governor?
That he is a hard man. Richten threatened to raise the temple when I refused to hand over the wounded of Prince Ator, who had survived the battle. I assured him that even his emperor could not defy divine law. Nevertheless, the wounded under my care were healed only to be thrown into the catacombs thereafter.
What of Prince Ator?
He was lost at sea, my boy. That is all I know. And that it was rumored that Izara knew him personally.
So my sister knew the prince then?
Leave that alone, boy. That was but a rumor.
Did my sister fight in the Battle of Stros M'Kai?
No, she was never part of the military. She could have been, though. She was good with a sword, I hear.
What is the divine law?
Richten wanted to rescind the crown's right to sanctuary while they were wounded, or to desecrate the bodies of the enemy dead before I gave them their last rites.
So Ator's men are in the catacombs, then?
Either that, or they are fruit for the necromancer. It is somehow appropriate that Richten deals with that nefarious slug.
What happened to the bodies of Ator's men after their last rites?
Food for the dragon, more than likely. But at least their souls are safe from the necromancer.
The Imperials have a dragon?
Its name is Nafal-Lalagus, and it lives in the catacombs, or so I have heard. It has not been seen in the skies since the battle, so maybe Richten is lying about it still being around.
What about this necromancer?
Nagasta has been here long, manifest in Tassad's good rule. Ator had kept his wretchedness at bay, but now with the prince gone, he has cursed the land.
How has Nagasta cursed the land?
The very soil of Stros M'Kai is cursed. Nagasta has become very powerful and has weaved a soul snare across the island. Any who die must quickly have their last rites performed before their souls become his to claim.
Do you know anyone that Izara may have kept company with, vanished nationalist or otherwise?
Like I said, I knew her well, and she spoke often to Brother Kithral, my former initiate, but he, too, has disappeared. She was a devout Arkayan, Izara. I once almost convinced her to join the temple, but that was before she... well...
Before she what, Brother Niddle?
Well, man, before she vanished.
I trust that you will seek me out if you hear anything more of my sister.
I will be honest, Cyrus. She is either dead or worse. For I know she would not have left Stros M'Kai even after Ator's defeat. Richten had a list of rebels when he took the throne, and Izara's name was undoubtedly upon it.
When did you last see Kithril?
I sent him to the park for fresh mandrake root, and that is probably where Richton's men were waiting. Kithril was against the Imperial expansion from the start, though I reminded him that Arkay frowns on more secular interests. This warning Kithril obviously did not take to heart.
Until later, Brother Niddle.
Goodbye, my son.
Good cheer, sir.
It's locked. It's locked. Excuse me, are you the Archmage?
Leave me, please. I have much to do.
Huh. What's a wizard without a crystal ball? It's a small purple salamander. Text on potions. Says here that orc's blood mixed with pig sack provides great strength. Text on potions. Says here that orc's blood mixed with pig sack provides great strength. A piece of amber. Hello.
Hello, stranger. Welcome to the Mages Guild of Stros Mackay, fully chartered since 638 CE. I'm the resident shopkeeper hereabouts. Feel free to look around, but remember, everything is guild property. If there's anything you'd like to buy, just let me know.
I'm looking for a young woman named Izara.
The name is not familiar, sir. Might she have been a member of the guild?
I doubt it, but she may have been.
My apprenticeship here has lasted several years, and I haven't met any member named Azar yet, but who knows? Many members of the Upper Cabal are of the secretive sort.
Do you know anything about the Restless League?
I'm afraid not. The Mages Guild tries to stay out of the lesser politics.
How old is the Mages Guild?
This one? Or the institution itself? This one is fairly new, 200 years and a fourth more. Modern magics came late to Hammerfell.
Redguards have strong traditions.
But even they took finally to the notion of a more controlled and conscious auspice for magic. The Mages Guild was a reaction to that math hedgery of old when magic was wild and unbalanced.
How very modern for an elf.
When you're a student, you embrace the institutional line if you want to graduate.
What kind of town is Stros Mackay?
I'm too busy studying to pay it much mind. Plus, with the Empire here, the streets feel kind of dangerous.
So you never leave the guild?
If you want to know the truth, wide open spaces kind of make me nervous. Many wood elves are like that, you know.
They miss the canopy of the Valenwood trees.
Our second sky, the middle green. Let's just say I don't wander around in Stros Mackay enough to know that much about it.
How long do you have to be an apprentice, Ms.
Felicia, and it's been way too long. I think the guild has a prejudice against elves based on the fact that we live so long. And have the potential of reaching heights no human wizard could ever dream for, unless he goes the rotting way, which so many do. But I guess I'm just being bitter. One day I'll make Archmage, and maybe none too soon, considering there's an opening now.
Who is the Archmage?
Human named Jagenveer, a real hard case. Doesn't really have enough secrets to be Archmage. But the last one was killed at the Battle of Stros Mackay, so there was a vacuum to fill.
Do you think Jagenveer knows anything about Azara?
Wouldn't tell you if he did. He doesn't talk to mundane, and he's too busy studying for the Battle Spire to be seen lately.
What's the Battle Spire?
A war college set up by the Empire to test its battle mages, an elite mages guild, really. Archmage Jagenveer's got his sights on the Battle Spire recently, though why anybody would want to hang out with those losers is beyond me.
What happened to the last Archmage?
Boa's Redguard blood got the better of him. He died in the Battle of Stros Mackay, fighting alongside the prince.
The Mages Guild helped the Crowns in the battle?
Not the Mages Guild, just former Archmage Boa. He was a nationalist as well as a guild member and couldn't help himself. Got killed for mundane politics.
Maybe I could speak to somebody in the upper cabal.
Sure, you'll be right after me. As soon as you get 10 years of apprenticeship under your belt and can cast an alter reality spell. The new Archmage Jagenveer, he doesn't talk to nobody. And we make everybody else in the guild do likewise, except for me, since I run the shop.
Has the Empire interfered with the Mages Guild yet?
Of that I am not at liberty to say. Let's just say Archmage Jagenveer is trying to stay on their good side. He's got his greedy eyes on the Battle Spire.
I've heard one of your members got into some trouble with the governor.
I'm not supposed to talk about that.
Thanks for your help.
The name's Felicia. I'll be here.
Thanks, Felicia.
Thanks yourself. Good day.
Hello, Felicia.
Hello again.
What's for sale?
Magical potions of all sorts.
What potions do you have?
Healing potions, strength potions, and potions of iron skin.
I'll take a healing potion.
Okay, that'll be 25 gold.
Thanks. I'll take a healing potion.
Okay, that'll be 25 gold.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Come back again.
future. The past.
Old friends long gone.